Back in 2004, when I was a kid, I stopped doing chores for an allowance and started doing it for World of Warcraft game time. Since then, I have been playing every expansion with the irregular amount of joy, but what I think most of us can agree on is that the music in World of Warcraft always delivers. Today, I'm taking a look back at the music in World of Warcraft Vanilla, or Classic, or whatever you want to call it, which is extremely nostalgic to me. Probably because back then, the game's sound, the ambience, the music was what you was listening to. If I was booting up my game, that was pretty much all my PC could handle back then. I couldn't listen to any music from there, and we couldn't really listen to some streamer on our second monitor either, complaining about livestream fail comments at the bottom that is heavily downvoted while ignoring all the positive comments supporting them, like we can these days. Anyways, this will not be a deep dive into the theory in the music. I want to make something that is at least somewhat entertaining for most people. Let's take a look at the opening screen, and this music, which is probably like some of the most well-known music from World of Warcraft for most of us. It's called Legends of Azeroth, which you can find on Spotify together with the whole soundtrack, which I'm very happy to see with these names, considering the most viewed YouTube video with the World of Warcraft Vanilla soundtrack have song titles like Forest, Enchanted Forest, and Evil Forest. But even with these titles, I think it's a bit sad that this video of this great soundtrack has less views than this song.
Take your face to coffee bean. I gotta get to Azeroth, you Luddites ain't stopping me.
But back to the opening theme. As I said, one of the most well-known themes from Vanilla, and maybe the whole World of Warcraft history. It was composed by a man called Jason Hayes that has been composing a lot of World of Warcraft music. I tried to contact him to see if he wanted to give me some information about his inspirations for his piece, or if there is anything interesting about it, and he actually liked my message, but I never gotten an answer back. I guess he's just too busy writing epic fantasy music somewhere. The theme obviously got some inspiration from Lord of the Rings, which also inspired more music in this game. This theme has this kind of heaviness to it, with these percussion and brass instruments, and it's also in odd time signature, which is the same as this theme from the Lord of the Rings. But in this opening theme, they also add this string melody, which is a new element that you don't have in the theme they took inspiration from. Unfortunately, they kind of stole this string melody from another game. You can clearly hear the same melody in the guitar in this song. Oh, but seriously, Hearthstone has a lot of cool alternate arrangements from World of Warcraft music. But let's make it spicy. Horde versus Alliance. I have mainly played on Alliance all the way back since 2004. But I don't think my opinions will be biased at all. I try to stay professional when it comes to this video. So yeah, let's just dig a bit deeper and see why the Alliance city themes are superior to Horde. Firstly, can you recall a single melody or rhythm or anything from a Horde city theme? Me neither. I don't know what to say about it. Look, just listen to these themes from the Alliance first. When you hear this music, you think this is epic as fuck. But when you listen to Horde music, you kind of are wondering where the enemies are coming. Like, why am I under attack right now? Where are the enemies nearby? But let's take a look at the tavern music. I feel like I already know what you need in a proper tavern or medieval inn soundtrack. But I did some intense research, and just to lay the foundation here, what I think you need is a string instrument, not like a classical violin or something like that, but a guitar or a harp, maybe a lyre. You also want a flute, maybe some drums, and maybe some like classical strings like violin and that kind of stuff. Maybe a singer or a voice of some kind, but that's not necessary. Listen to this Alliance 1. Like, it just like perfectly sums up what tavern music is. Making something other than this is kind of like weird in my mind. So yeah, let's just take a look at Horde. Yeah, let's look at something else. I said I would come back to Lord of the Rings, and I think that movie has kind of defined what a good elf theme need. Just to browse through it very fast. You need strings, you need a choir, and you need a harp. This is a good example of that. You can hear a pretty good example of elf sounding music in World of Warcraft as well. Check this out. I also want to mention this little melody right here. It is very common in fantasy music, and maybe especially in music that revolves around elves. I've heard a lot of examples in Lord of the Rings and World of Warcraft, and there's probably a lot of examples in all movies and games with elves in them. I feel like after laying this groundwork for what I think a elf, like magical elf theme needs, I thought I could just take something completely different and try to turn it into an orchestral elf sounding theme. So I took this song from John Denver, Country Road, Take Me Home, and hopefully you will be able to both hear the remains of the original song and also feel that this could be used in a night elf zone or something. But the weird thing about elves in Vanilla is a theme from Darnassus. Is that how you pronounce it? I should have learned that by now, but anyways, this music isn't really elfish at all. I mean, it starts pretty epic for such a peaceful place. Then it gets almost these Middle Eastern vibes for some reason. I don't really know why.
Ishnuala.
Oh. Sylvanas used to be an elf, didn't she? Oh, yeah. I think it all makes sense now. I have to admit now, towards the end of this video, that back in those days I was a complete noob. I did not really raid AQ that much, and I definitely did not raid Nax. I was just a child that kind of lied about not having a microphone on my headset because I didn't want my guild to know that I was a child. I almost focused more on that. But I got some nice experiences from Molten Core and Blackwing Lair. But yes, I'm not really familiar with the AQ and Nax music. I took a quick listen and yeah, my only conclusion is that these themes sound scary as fuck. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end it here. So the only thing I have to say is to give some respect to the art and music department that works with World of Warcraft. They always deliver. Their work are superior to so many other games, and a lot of their music and art are just stuck with us all, I think, from childhood. And it's super nostalgic to me, and I mean, like, just look at this. It's so beautiful. Even though like the graphic is what it is, I think it's still really nice. And with that, at least, I will end this video right here, right now, with this amazing artwork and music in the background. So until next time.